Hello there. Do you know anything about Bitcoin? I don't know if you've been living under a rock for the past 7 years or so, but Bitcoin is a relatively new currency on the scene that has become a major talking point of interest and being spoken about in the media nowadays almost daily. The reason for this is really quite simple. It's changing everything we've ever known about money, and it's setting the stage for global monetary policy for the near and far future. And speaking about money, there's talk of Bitcoin possibly becoming the new gold standard. Now, before I get ahead of myself, let's start off with a brief history on Bitcoin and just how we've even gotten to this point. You see, Bitcoin was developed as a response to the corrupt and broken financial system that really reared its ugly head back in 2008 with the whole global financial crisis. You know, the whole housing market crash, the derivative meltdown, Bernie Madoff, etc., etc. You see, sharp minds saw that something had to give, and that something new needed to come into being that would restore trust and faith in the marketplace. Playing to that goal, the first premier trustless currency was born. A pseudonymous individual or entity, no one really knows, by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto, is credited as being the creator of Bitcoin. You see, he developed it as a peer-to-peer system, meaning it required no middleman to make financial transactions. Regarded as a system for electronic transactions without relying on trust, it is built on a framework of distributed computers housed all over the world that is considered decentralized, meaning no single point of approval, nor no single point of failure. You see, these computers all work in tandem to verify and complete every transaction on the network, which is regarded as keeping a synchronized worldwide ledger, if you will. This entire system is what is known as the blockchain. Now keep in mind that also every transaction that happens on the blockchain is encrypted end to end. What it means is money can be sent to and from anonymously, just like cash, but unlike credit cards and bank wires and over borders with countries with much lower cost. The encryption keeps the transaction secret is what makes Bitcoin known as cryptocurrency. Now, the first Bitcoins were sold for fractions of pennies. Where Bitcoin started to gain traction in the eyes of many was back in 2010, when 10,000 Bitcoin were used to purchase 2 Papa John's pizzas. Unheard of before then. It was then realized after that transaction that there was something real and tangible here, and something that could have some real potential. That same 10,000 Bitcoin spent for those 2 pizzas then would nowadays be worth, based on today's price of $4,100 per Bitcoin at the time of recording this, over $40 million today. Needless to say, that was the most expensive pizza of all time and made some pizza guy very, very rich. You see, there are countless stories of individuals who bought large blocks of Bitcoin, then, either as a test, a dare, or a joke, for an investment of maybe $20 to $200. They held on to it and forgot all about it, only to hear about the media attention that it was getting years later. What they then did was check their account balances and realized they no longer suddenly had to work for a living because these guys are now all millionaires. The fact is, too, Bitcoin is showing zero signs of slowing down. Even though it trades at 4,000 plus right now, there's some projections that guess Bitcoin could realistically trade as high as 200,000 per coin, maybe 600,000 per coin. I've even heard some estimates saying things like $2 million per coin. The reason why this could happen is very simple. You see, Bitcoin, unlike the fiat currency the world relies on today, like the US dollar, the euro, the pound, the yen, etc., it's not infinite and cannot be printed as many as one needs like governments do today. You see, Bitcoin was programmed from its very inception to have real value and thus scarcity. You see, Bitcoins are created by the very computers that all the transactions are run and verified on. This creation process is called mining. It's just like mining for gold or diamonds conceptually. In essence, what it is it's extremely difficult and at the same time computationally and financially expensive, and gets more and more so each year that passes. See, Bitcoin was conceptualized with a hard cap on the amount of coins that will ever be produced. And that number is 21 million Bitcoins. They expect the 21 millionth coin to be mined by 2040. And after that point, it will be whoever has Bitcoins has them, and whoever doesn't have Bitcoins will not have them. And that's all there is to it. Not only that, more and more merchants are coming online each and every single day who are willing to accept Bitcoin as payment versus credit cards and checks. Since the fees are much lower, they have anonymity, and it's instantly available just like cash. There's also the business of remittance, where foreign workers want to send money back home to their families in their home countries, but they find it difficult to do at times through entities like banks, Western Union, MoneyGram, etc. A lot of times doing that is prohibitively expensive. Using Bitcoin though, workers can send money from their digital wallets directly to their family members using nothing more than that receiving family member's digital wallet address. Anonymous, hand-to-hand, no middleman, instant transaction, very low fee, high convenience transactions. Now when you add the steady rise in worldwide adoption along with the built-in scarcity of Bitcoin, you can easily see now how these future number projections on Bitcoins of hundreds of thousands of value per coin are very quite possible. Now, with all of that said, you may think I'm telling you you should drop everything you're doing and right now and go invest in as many Bitcoins today as you possibly can. And to a degree, you'd be right. If you can get them, then get them. More power to you and more eventual wealth to your pocket. The thing is, however, though, Bitcoins are very expensive at this point in time. For you to make really huge gains in the marketplace, you need to own a bunch of them at one time. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 plus blocks of coins at a clip. Holding one or two alone probably really won't cut the mustard. I'm just being honest with you. Not only that, it may realistically take many years to hit those highs that the economic gurus are forecasting. And I don't know if you necessarily want to wait that long to become highly prosperous in the cryptocurrency space. It will also take a significant investment of millions of dollars for you to grab that large amount of coins. And being that Bitcoins trade on the market and are subject at times to wild up and down swings due to market volatility, I just don't know if you have what it takes emotionally and physically to handle that sort of risk. Now, if I destroyed your confidence and hurt you emotionally with the reality I just painted for you, I totally apologize. I didn't mean to get you down. Sorry. With all of that said though, however, all hope is not lost. In fact, the opportunity to make a killing via the world of Bitcoin has never been bigger than it is right now. Confused a little bit? I understand. Let me explain. Because of the incredible and wild success of Bitcoin, there has been a rise of what are known as alternative coins, or altcoins for short. Basically, these are coins that have been created by various unrelated entities to compete with and also at the same time ride the wave of Bitcoin. They all pretty much exist on the back of the blockchain technology created by Bitcoin, and they all execute it in one way or another. These altcoins trade along with Bitcoin on marketplaces known as exchanges. There are many exchanges that operate all around the world. Now, here's the thing. Because of these altcoins, with a new one coming out what seems to be almost daily, there is now tremendous amount of opportunity to turn the clock back to 2010 and get your hands on the next one or two Bitcoins in the making. Let me explain. The vast majority of these altcoins, when they first hit the exchanges, they start trading very cheaply. Most times for pennies. What this means is, let us speak hypothetically for a second. If you had a coin that starts its exchange trading life at, say, 15 cents, and you wanted to pick up, say, 5,000 of these coins, you would only be making an investment of $750. $1,500 if you wanted to make an even 10,000 coins for your personal holdings. Now, let's say that particular coin rose in value from 15 cents to, let's say, $1. You would have made an increase of a whopping 566%. In essence, you transformed $750 into $4,245. Now, that is one hell of a return, wouldn't you say? The opportunity to make these crazy returns on these tiny investments is very prevalent as compared to Bitcoin. Simply because I'm sure you'll agree with me that it is far easier to go from 15 cents to $1 than it is to jump from $4,000 to, say, $10,000. Not to mention it's much quicker too. But here's the thing. What if you could get these coins even cheaper than that? Like the initial 15 cents that we just spoke about. And not only that, you had almost guaranteed built-in profits from the moment the coins hit the exchange. Let me explain to you how this would work. You see, these altcoins, when they first come out to the marketplace, They arrive on the scene via an instrument known as an ICO. This ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering. If you have any sort of experience with the stock market at all, I'm pretty sure you've heard the term IPO, which is an initial public offering. The concept is pretty much exactly the same. The key difference between IPOs and ICOs is IPOs require tons of regulation, money, and time before investors can get in. And these investors that do get in are usually only accredited investors who make at least $200,000 a year or more and have a net worth of $1 million or more. While ICOs, on the other hand, don't need to be stifled by all the crazy regulation before going straight to the public for initial investment, and can usually be open to accredited investors just as well to the average Joe working a 9 to 5 with just a few bucks to invest. What happens is companies, they do a round of initial fundraising from the general public or from accredited investors, and they generate coins in exchange for this infusion of funds. Now, the thing is, when these ICOs hit, they are usually at the cheapest price they will ever be. And if you can somehow get yourself into what is known as an ICO pre-sale, the coins are even cheaper. That's basically buying the coins before the actual ICO event. So, for instance, that same altcoin which hit the market at 15 cents, it's very possible that they can offer it to the very early owners from the pre-sale at, say, 0.005 cents at the pre-sale price, and at the regular ICO price of, say, 1 cent. Can you see the crazy potential here now? You see, you can get into these ICOs left and right and make yourself a killing quickly. If you're there just for the short pop and don't really believe too much in the long-term outset of the company, like those who invested in a cryptocurrency that existed called New York Coin, who made a 54,000% return on investment in 3 days after the ICO. Crazy number, I know. But you can also, if you really believe in the vision of the company, and you can see that company producing something that can really make a big impact in the future of the world, you can buy and hold on for the long term and realize the maximum profits of thousands of percent, while everyone else is getting 5-10% returns because they were late to the party, i.e. Bitcoin. It really is your choice. See, now that you fully understand the potential of just what it is we're dealing with here, it's time for you to make a decision. You see, I'm a guy who isn't quite as rich as investors like, say, Warren Buffett or Carl Icahn. But at the same time, I'm incredibly ambitious, and I know a tremendous and world-breaking opportunity when I see it. As it stands right now, I'm heavily invested in this cryptocurrency space, both financially as well as emotionally. I plan to put every dollar that comes across my pocket going forward into some ICO or another on a very consistent basis, buying up as much coins as I can possibly get my hands on, all in the anticipation of that giant bank-busting pop that will surely happen. I'm also spending a lot of my time right now researching the hell out of a lot of new companies. I'm reading white papers thoroughly, researching team members and their backgrounds and credentials, evaluating prototypes for these altcoin companies, etc. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm making sure to separate the wheat from the chaff and getting involved in only the best of the best altcoin opportunities. I say that to say this. I'm not a greedy guy, and I'm a man who believes there is a ton of wealth to share, and I like to offer you the opportunity to share in this wealth right alongside me. Now, even though I'm not a financial advisor, hedge fund, or money manager, or anything of the sort, what I'm doing is I'm offering you the chance to get my insight and opinion on the ICOs and coins I believe are poised to make huge gains. You see, with well over 900 altcoins in existence and new ones coming on the scene almost daily, I'm helping you cut to the chase by an extreme margin and just putting the best of the best altcoin opportunities in front of you. What I'd like to do is give you the chance to join my private club, whereby we can go in and dominate the marketplace and ride this wealth wave together. When you join me, you will get 5 to 10 of my personal reviews and opinions of ICOs, along with existing coins that already trade each and every single month. You can then take as much money as you wish to risk and buy up as much coins as you can and try to make phenomenal gains that no other investment vehicle outside of the lottery can give you. You will be acting on information that 99% of the general population is not privy to yet, and have a tremendous opportunity to get ahead of the curve and dominate before the marketplace gets truly crowded and regulation steps in to try to make making money with coins extremely difficult, as they almost always do when there's too much opportunity and money to be made in everything. You will get the chance to attack before you are severely limited by the heavy hand of agencies such as the SEC or IRS or similar agency if you live in another country. Basically, the time to get in is now, not later. Now, I must warn you, this opportunity is going to be extremely limited. I do not want to commune with the entire world when it comes to making money with cryptocurrency. The outsiders can figure it out all after we've already made our millions, and it's just not so easy to make money with coins anymore. You know, that's just what it is. I'm only looking to work with no more than 100 members total. Once I reach 100 members in my private group, I'm shutting it down for good, and no one else will be able to get in. Sorry. It'll be a serious case of first come, first serve. Now, entry to something like this should easily cost upwards of $25,000 per year. Think about it for a second. You'll likely make that much back with just one of my recommendations. And I'm giving you anywhere from 60 to 120 recommendations per year. That's just insane when you think about it. Now, if you're watching this, I'm betting you probably have that much to throw away without blinking, much less thinking about it. And even though you likely could do it, rest assured and relax. I'm not going to ask you to make anywhere near that much of an investment. I want the bulk of your investment capital to go into the coins I'm going to be recommending to you. So I'm going to ask for only a minor contribution from you to help me keep the lights on and to keep the research train charging along. It's only fair. The amount I'm asking you is going to be nowhere near $25,000 per year, and not even half of that. Though I could be more than justified in charging, say, at least $6,000 annually for it, I'm going to take it easy on you. And I'm going to give you access to this life-changing information for the relatively low cost of only $197 per month. You heard me right, and I did not stutter. That is $197 per month. A lot less than the cost of your car note, but enough for you to eventually buy the dream car you've always wanted multiple times over once you realize these gains in the market. Not only that, I'm not going to lock you into any contract. In the event my picks and recommendations are not living up to snuff and you don't think you can make any money from them, you can cancel at any time you like, no hard feelings. It's all good. Now, as I stated before, only 100 people are going to be able to join me in this opportunity. After that, sayonara, gone for good. Now, being that you've gotten this far, you will notice that there are two crucial elements on this page. One is a subscribe now button, the other is a timer. Once that timer hits 0, the button will disappear and you will no longer be able to get into the group afterward. Sorry. Your IP and machine address are also being recorded, so you will not be able to get in later by, say, trying to reset your browser cookies. You basically either get in now or miss out. It's that simple. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, he said, "Successful people are decisive people. When opportunities come their way, they evaluate them carefully, make a decision, and take appropriate action. They know that indecision wastes time that could be spent on more productive tasks." Basically, the ball is in your court. It's really all up to you. I think at this point, you have everything you need. If you're ready to join me so we can make some serious money together, press the subscribe button now before it's too late. I cannot wait to see you on the inside. Speak to you soon.